The checks are in the post.
You safely said they like you. We didn't actually hear it through a tumultuous applause, but that was that wonderful theme, that lovely haunting theme from Schindler's List. It's a film that haunts people who saw it, I think. I mean, it certainly haunted me. What was it like? It has a residue on people who acted it, on yourself.
Well, I was doing a play on Broadway, and when it finished on a Sunday, 2 days later, I was at the gates of Auschwitz for my first day on this Schindler's List. And I have to admit, with all the caravans and trailers and all the paraphernalia of movies, and extras, of course, and trains and stuff, to me it was just like another movie set. And I don't mean that in any big-headed way. It just, I couldn't quite accept the reality of this is Auschwitz, where thousands, millions of people lost their lives. And I was kind of standing with my polystyrene cup of coffee looking at these abominations of buildings. And one of the producers, Branko Lustig, came up and we were looking, and I said to him, I said, no, Branko, I'll make it work, of course, you know, it's my first day, but I just can't accept the reality of this at all, you know. And he unbuttoned his shirt and he had a number tattooed on his wrist. He was a survivor and he had been there at the age of 3 years. And then it just hit me like a brick wall, you know. This was boom, just like that. So my acting that particular day wasn't terribly good.
I bet it wasn't.
Anytime I see the film, I'm kind of thinking, oh, no, I'd love to redo that.
But you can only express it through an individual, can't you? You can't conceive of 6 million people being treated like that. I mean, it's only when it comes down to that level of the guy standing next to you who said, look, I was there.
And also, too, I mean, people have said, when we were making the film, that you cannot make a film of the Holocaust, which is true, because the tragedy and the horror was so vast. But you can tell individual stories, and Schindler's List was an individual story of a righteous person who saved over 200 lives, you know? It's
this amazing thought, isn't it? I suppose the thought has crossed your mind too. You've actually made a movie that will last so long as people watch movies.
Yeah,
Well, it is. It's a classic, isn't it?
And it's funny, it did hit Steven Spielberg the same way too. I mean, he had done, you know, as you know, so many movies and so many entertainment movies that made vast amounts of money and still do. And after our last day, he admitted this to me. He says, gosh, I kind of now realize the power of these images that I actually control, you know? And it's very true. You know, we have to be responsible for those images, you know?
Now, moving on now to the present, you're over here. It couldn't be, in fact, more different. You're playing Oscar Wilde on stage.
Yes, Michael.
Now, I have to say to you, and I want to say this in the nicest possible way. I don't want to take offence, because you are somewhat bigger than I am. But, I mean, you are a bit butch to play Oscar Wilde, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I should maybe sit like this. By the way, my wife bought me this for Valentine's Day, and this is a ring that Oscar Wilde, not the ring that Oscar Wilde wore, but it's a scarab.
A similar ring.
And he wore two. He wore one here and he wore one here. One was for the great things and the good things in his life, and the other was for the bad things. He had two fists. And so, anyway, my wife got me that. So I'm going to wear it in the show, you know?
Yeah. Tell me about it. It's called Judas Kiss.
It's called The Judas Kiss. It's written by David. It's a work of fiction, but it's based on fact. And it's in 2 acts, and the first act takes place in the Cadogan Hotel in London, and it is immediately after he has lost his libel suit against the Marquess of Queensberry. And it's essentially about him deciding to stay in this hotel room and face his ordeal. And the second act is 2 years after, because he served 2 years hard labor, incredibly hard labor, for being a homosexual. And the second act is set in Naples, where he's there with his lover, Lord Alfred Douglas, who was called Bosie. And what can I say? I mean, it's for me, it's one of the greatest pieces of new writing I think I've ever read. And I'm just thrilled to be doing it. I'm thrilled to be asked to do it.
It was going to be a film, though, wasn't it?
It was going to be a film, yeah.
I read somewhere, it's probably apocryphal, that one of the studio heads actually said it would have been a more commercial. Tell me.
That was very, very true.
What did he say?
One of the executives, it wasn't the studio head, but somebody quite high up the ladder said, said, well, the problem with this story of Oscar Wilde, excuse my accent, I rarely do this, but he said, we'd love to make it if only Bosie Edwards was a girl.
It kind of misses the point, isn't it?
You're kind of going, yes, that's interesting.
Where did this ambition? I mean, you're born in Ballymena in Northern Ireland. I mean,
Yes.
And where did this ambition come from? To be, was it to be an actor or to be a star? Was it to be on the stage or famous?
Well, there you go, Michael. I honestly can't answer that. I mean, like you, I had a love of cinema and Saturday matinees and idolized people like Audie Murphy.
Audie Murphy.
Audie Murphy, I swear to God. You know,
Audie Murphy. It's about that big Audie Murphy.
but not on the screen.
No, it wasn't. No, that's right. They're all the same size.
He always wore great hats, and you know, as you're a kid in Ireland and you see the plains of America and horses and stuff, and I loved cowboys and Indians. Those were the games we played, you know.
Yes, that's right.
And so it was, and I didn't have the intelligence or the wherewithal to think, oh, those are. I kind of vaguely knew they were actors, you know. But in conjunction with that, the older I got, there's Ireland and Northern Ireland especially has incredible amateur dramatic traditions, and these little towns all over the place are always doing amateur drama festivals, and so I got involved in those, and you know, some of these festivals, as I say, these little towns, and any week you'll see Chekhov, Ibsen, Tennessee Williams, you know.
But that wasn't enough, was it? I mean, that wasn't what you wanted to do.
I thought at the time I wanted to be a teacher, you know, and then that kind of fell by the wayside, and then I drove a forklift truck, which was the best job I've ever had.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
There's something about power and control and sitting on this thing, and these forks going, and it was a Guinness factory too.
Oh, that's all right.
It had a slightly added appeal, you know.
What about the boxing as well? Because you were a more than useful boxer when you were a kid, weren't you?
I was okay, Michael. I mean,
You got
I
the
wasn't.
All Ireland fan.
Well, I was, yes,
As
twice.
amateur. Yeah.
I started when I was 9. I think I had my last fight when I was like 17. And it was great. I was okay. I had a good left jab, you know, but getting into a scrap, which is what, you know, a real good fight, I wasn't a crowd pleaser that way. And I went into the ring always determined not to get hit. So, you know what backpedaling means. I backpedaled a lot.
Did you?
Watch my face, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah. Did you ever get badly hurt?
I did. There was one fight, and it was. I was telling you backstage. I started to grow, like get tall, around about the age of 14.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think I was 15 or 16, and I was fighting in these championships called the Federation of Boys Clubs, which includes this country and the north of Ireland and Wales and Scotland. And I was fighting this guy from a Borstal home in Belfast, and his name actually was Jerry Lickett. I remember that. I had fought him once before, and he beat me. And this was a semi-final fight, and he was a big guy too, you know. And it was 3 rounds, 3 minutes each round. And after the fight, which I won, I actually just could not remember what I was, who I was. And my father, God rest him, was in my corner at the time, and he was saying, "Okay, son, go on down and get your clothes on." And I was like going, "Clothes? Stairs?" And it lasted, you know, it's quite funny now, but it was terrifying at the time because I didn't know how to communicate. What am I? Am I a human species? Am I what? And something happened in my brain. It moved, and that's what I... So it really scared me, and I got out after that, and I was getting involved in school, you know, exams at school.
Education was a big thing, wasn't it?
Sure.
Where you came from. I mean,
Absolutely.
but always in that background, education was the way out, wasn't it?
That was
Reckoned
it.
to be. But I know your profound love of boxing, and in fact, I wanted to interview you for some time now, and I didn't realise until we met that, in fact, we had met before in 1981 in the company of the greatest fighter I ever saw, who was Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
And we were in his suite
In
together.
his suite at the Dorchester,
Were we?
do you remember?
We were indeed.
And I remember going there with my girlfriend at the time, who was invited, because you remember it was a film called Freedom Road.
It was an awful movie.
It wasn't very good.
Even.
Like, Chris Christopherson, he's a great guy too, by the way. I don't know if you've ever interviewed him. And he agrees too, by the way. And yeah, we were up in his suite, and I remember going in, and do you remember there were children there?
Yes, I do.
And Ali came in, he's famous for it, went straight for the kids.
Right.
And we were all ignored for a few minutes. Sure. But then eventually we formed a semicircle, and he was eventually coming round and shaking hands with everybody. And my knees were genuinely shaking. It was a real, you're going to meet your hero. And I thought, I have to say something to him because I'll never get the chance in my life again. As he came up to me, I just went, Muhammad, I love you. And my girlfriend kind of went, no, she didn't. She went like this. So he gave me a big hug, and then he signed something to my father, you know. My father's Christian name was Barney, so he wrote to Barney. Fond regards, Muhammad Ali, and this little piece of paper was like a parchment by the time it had opened so many times. You know?
But he was remarkable. I mean,
and also, sorry, Mike, I meant to say what makes him great. He was genuinely spiritual too.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that was his religion and his spirituality
Well,
is very important to him.
He actually gave away his best part of his career because of his religious beliefs, and people forget that. He was also funny too, of course, and he had this wonderful. He told us a marvelous story about when he came back from the Olympics and he went into the diner. He had the gold medal around his neck, and he went into the diner in his hometown. And the guy said, "We don't serve Negroes here," and he said, "Man, I don't eat them." Yeah. And he told me that story. And you couldn't help but love him, you know. He had that one, you think, what? And then he comes with a big punchline. One.
Oscar Wilde couldn't have written
Oscar Wilde could not have written it.
But then didn't he go out afterwards and take the medal and hurl it into Mississippi?
Mississippi. Great man. Oh, we're lucky to have met him. Now let's get back. We digress there. It's terrible. Two fight fans get together. Let's now just finally talk then about you've got the Oscar Wilde, which is on stage in London, then going back to Broadway.
Yeah, we're bringing it to Broadway for a limited run of 3.5 months.
Right. And then you've got Les Miserables coming.
Yeah, we did Les Miserables, not singing. Don't ask me to. And it's strange, everybody says, oh, you did Les Miserables. I didn't know you could sing. It's based on a famous book that's older than any musical.